This devotion is for the 1st of August already. I think I said that in July, but it is for August the 1st. And the text for this day comes from the 7th chapter of Matthew, verses 7 through 11. This is Jesus speaking here. Ask, and it will be given to you. Search, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened for you. For everyone who asks receives, and everyone who searches finds, and for everyone who knocks the door will be opened. Is there anyone among you who, if your child asks for bread, will give a stone, or if the child asks for fish, will give a snake? If then you who are evil know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good things to those who ask him? And I'm going to add here verse 12. In everything do to others as you would have them do to you, for this is the law and the prophets. So, I have found this to be an interesting teaching always, because certainly on the surface here, it would sound like or feel like that all you have to do is ask and you get it. It almost puts Jesus or God in kind of like a Santa Claus role, right? And we know better. Right? And I suppose if that were true, I'd have a full head of hair, but we know that's not true. So I go really to how Jesus describes this, and when he talks about a child. And certainly when you feed a child, you're going to feed a child appropriately, and you're going to feed them when they're hungry. And I think that's what Jesus is talking about here, right? But what if that child asks for that 4th cup of water because they don't want to go to sleep? Do they get the water? Or what if that child asks for a Corvette right after they get their license when you're driving a beat up old Chevy? Hey, do they get the Corvette? If we pop to verse 12, we get that sense of the golden rule, right? And I think that helps us to interpret this whole piece. The requests of children are fulfilled because they are fulfilled in love. God fulfills requests in love. Whether I have hair or not, it's not that critical in life, right? It would almost be inappropriate for me to ask. The giving from God isn't Santa-like, but God's gifts to us are always loving. And sometimes we don't understand them, to be sure. But that's the gift here. Right? That's the ask and receive. It is always in that loving. God calls us to give in a generous way and at the same time in a loving way. Maybe that child who's asking for that cup of water at that point, maybe what they really need is to be held and comforted rather than giving them something else to drink. Join with me in the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.